Alright, Toronto Tom Presents Brewing in the Garage. I have not posted a video in I don't know how long I'm brewing. It's been a year or two. And we were looking at them recently, and you know, they're kind of drab, kind of blah. I don't seem to smile a lot, I seem to talk a lot, but anyways, brewing from the garage. And when we were watching those videos, it was suggested that I call it Toronto Tom Presents. So I don't have the regular camera set up. A lot of the problems well, it's tough enough with a brew day as long as it is, and then filming everything with it. So it just got to be a hassle. So I haven't made any videos. But anyways, I'm making beer today, and I'm gonna make a video, and you know, we'll upload it, see how it turns out. And what I'm making is it's a version of a beer that I made before called Brew Cat Pale Ale, which was a Sierra Nevada clone. And you know, I don't know whether it really turned out similar to Sierra Nevada or not, but it's been changed a little bit to honor my little brew cat, Charlie. So this is now called Charlie's Brew. Basically the same grain bill, but I changed the hops up. Magnum for the bittering, and I'm going to add 3 ounces of hops at the end of the boil, which I like to do because I think it's better than dry hopping. I think I can get just as much flavor out of adding them at the end of the boil, doing a hop stand, as I can adding a certain amount at the end and then dry hopping for a few days and that sort of thing. So anyways, 2 ounces of Equinox, 1 ounce of Falconer's Flight 7Cs, which is supposed to be 7 hops with the C connected to them. Chinook, Centennial, Cascade, Columbus, Cluster, I don't know all what's in there, but anyways, I've never tried these hops before, either one of them, so it's a new brew. But anyway, Charlie was my little cat. She died in December, and but she was always there on every brew day, helped me brewing beer. So this is in honor of Charlie, so it's called Charlie's Brew, formulated from the Brew Cat recipe. So anyways, here it is, April 3rd, and it is snowing. And I'll actually, I don't know how much you can see. You can see the snow. Now you can't really see me because I'm backlit. But anyways, April 3rd, Michigan. What are you going to do? We're kind of used to it in Michigan, so of strange weather, changing all the time. But here's my brew. Let me see if I can get it on camera here. It's got a real nice copper color to it. Pale malt, pound of Vienna, pound of Munich, and a pound of Munich 3, Care Munich 3. So it's, you know, it's fairly basic. 10 pounds of grain. It's going to be a 1055 beer. And hopefully it'll turn out good. I mean, you know, it should be a decent beer. Here's my crappy garage, and I keep putting my hand in front of the when I want to switch hands because one hand is getting tired. But crappy garage cam. But anyhow, this is my brew day today. Hopefully I'll upload this video soon, and you know, it'll be like I'm alive again out there in the YouTube world. But I'm drinking a beer today too, and I'll bring this up here. This is I don't know how well you can see it. Oktoberfest. I love Oktoberfest. I brewed a batch last year. Was a great beer. Probably, I know a lot of the other videos say this is the best beer I've ever made. This one truly was. And being a lager takes a little bit more time, a little bit more care to it. I really like this beer. So I brewed it again. I actually brewed 2 batches this year. One is going to be for my son's wedding, so I'm going to lager it all summer. In fact, it's in that stage right now. It's in a cooler at 39 degrees, or my keezer, I should say, at 39 degrees, and he's not getting married till September, and we'll drink it then. But anyway, this was my second stab at this beer. The one that's in the keezer is the third stab. The only problem I have with when I made this beer is when I batch sparged, I added too much sparge water, a half a gallon too much. So I ended up with 6 gallons of wort left over after the boil. Should have been 5. And I think that really affected the beer. I think it's sweeter than it should be. Not a bad beer. It still has the flavors, the characteristics. It's just a bit on the sweeter side. So anyways, cheers. And I bottled this beer, which I hadn't bottled a beer in quite some time. But I wanted to, I like that natural carbonization in the beer. And I just didn't want to keg it. So I bottled it. Carbonation took a couple of weeks. It doesn't have a lot of head retention. I don't really know why, but I don't care. You know, it's got plenty of carbonation though as I turn it, you know, looking through the sides of the glass, plenty of tiny bubbles coming up. So, and that's what it's all about, you know. It doesn't quite have as much foam, doesn't keep the foam as well. You know, it's only 2 weeks old anyway, you know. Another week down the road and maybe it'll be a little bit better. I was going to enter this into a competition, but I entered the first batch into a competition last year and was quite disappointed that I felt that even if the judges didn't pick it, I thought maybe it might get a brewer's choice, which is at the tasting. Everybody who brewed a beer, who made it to that point, can judge the beers. Although I came with 6 beers, plus I think 1 left over from the first judging. I didn't come home with any, so they drank it all. So, I don't know. If they didn't drink any of it there, I would say that it wasn't liked. But by drinking 7 bottles of beer, somebody liked it, and it wasn't just me. So, but I was kind of disappointed because the last few competitions, everything that's won has been an IPA or a double IPA. That one happened to be a stout that the guy claimed was 14%. I don't know. I tasted it. It was a decent beer. To me, that's not an everyday beer. I tend to make everyday beer, something you can drink and have more than one of. You know, a 14% beer, oh, that's great, you know, but what are you going to have? 1 small glass of it and then you're done. So, anyhow, I thought I would come back to YouTube with a video and see how, you know, how many people watch it. You know, it's not much about brewing today, but a lot of the homebrew videos I watch or have watched out there, you know, there's this whole Homebrew Wednesday club. Well, I can't brew on a Wednesday, so I'm always brewing on Sunday. So for me, it's Homebrew Sunday. And now it's snowing pretty good out. And it's springtime here in Michigan. But anyways, I think I'm going to end my little video now and go back to the brewing because I have a lot more cleanup to do. Got to clean the carboy, got a lot more cleanup in the kitchen. Got to clean the mash tun, so got to stop the brewing. Or stop the brewing, stop the videoing of the brew. But anyways, cheers. Here's to brewing great beer.